Oh, shoot. Dave Hershey. Come on. All right, opening statement. Okay. I thought it was pretty neat in here Tuesday night, and boy, that was even different tonight. That was really special. That's as special of a college basketball atmosphere as I've ever been a part of, and I've been a part of some really cool ones, but that rivals them all. It's kind of what I thought when I decided to accept the job to be the coach here, and it's exceeded expectations in terms of the environment and the support. Boy, we won a 2 or 3 possession game tonight, and I'd like to think that the fans and the crowd out there were worth probably a lot more than that. So first off, just thanks to all the people that came out to support and gave us a boost. We needed that boost early. I thought the guys had some jitters early. We did get some good looks offensively early in the game, and they just didn't go. Defensively, I didn't like our energy, but I don't remember the exact moment. We had a timeout maybe around the 12-minute mark, and I thought from then on we guarded our tails off. There was three straight possessions there. We had a bunch of subs at the table late in the first half, and other than those 3 possessions, I thought the last 12 minutes of the first half we were really, really guarding and really defending. We got our hands on balls. We got out and were able to run. We finally were able to convert in transition. I was wondering that early because we got some opportunities and couldn't convert. There was a play with Mason and Jeremiah on a 2-on-1, and I went, that's not what it looks like in practice in a 2-on-1. But we finally started converting. Guys started making simple plays, and it didn't feel like the basket had a lid on it. We got a long way to go as a team. Again, the second half, I thought there were some really good moments. I thought we continued to defend. But listen, we realize that it's not all put together yet. You shouldn't let it become that kind of a game when you get a double-figure lead late in the second half. But I don't think it was for lack of effort. I thought our kids had great effort, great energy. I thought they were about the right things tonight. And I thought they started believing in the way that we're trying to play defense. And the other thing I was really proud of, I've been really disappointed with our rebounding early in the year, whether it was scrimmages or practice or our first game against Evansville, and we really challenged. And Georgia's a really good rebounding team from what we've seen on tape. And I looked down, and we win the rebounding battle, and we have 17 offensive rebounds, and I was really proud of that. I thought John Newman really set a tone for us there tonight. But he got a couple early, and we've been all over him in practice about doing a better job on the offensive board. So proud of that, proud of our guys' effort, and that was really fun tonight. I told them in the locker room, we keep working every day. We keep having the right approach. We're going to have a lot more fun nights here. And I wanted them to enjoy this night. I wanted them to celebrate because the moments in college, we work so hard in college basketball, you should enjoy wins and enjoy having fun. But we wake up tomorrow and we didn't cross a finish line. We got to come in and keep getting better because there is a lot of stuff that happened in that game that's going to be a chance for us to learn and grow. So anyway, excited about the win. Appreciate everybody being here, and I'll take any questions.
Hayden hits a big 3 and then puts you up 7 and then answers a little bit later with the offensive rebound on the free throw. Is that the guy that's played a ton of college basketball doing his thing?
Yeah, it was a couple things. One, the way they were kind of defending us in the screen and roll, they were in a big drop, and they were trying to go under a lot, and that was kind of like a little chess match all night if you were watching the X and O's of the game. With Hayden, you got the ability to throw back and shoot, and we got to look at the end of the first half trying to do the same thing. That was a called play to try to get him a look. But the real reason we subbed Hayden in at the end, because, guys, it's pretty nice to coach when you got options. And I got a lot of options on this team, and whether it's Vic, who had some phenomenal moments tonight, and Abdul, who I thought looked like himself tonight, moving around and making plays, Odie, who I got to get his minutes up because, boy, he's been terrific here. But I thought Hayden being able to play in kind of a drop scheme defensively, because 10 was really getting downhill there, kind of felt like possession after possession. So I subbed him in for Vic, and I thought we defended better down the stretch with the way he was playing ball screen coverage and then his protection at the rim. Shoot, he had a really nice block because Braylon Bridges, man, he was terrific tonight, and he gave us all we wanted. Hayden had a really nice block on him late, but we couldn't come up with the ball. That would have been a really big momentum play. But Hayden was really good for us late, and his experience and rim presence, and then obviously his ability to shoot at the 5 position, I thought that mattered down the stretch.
Plus, you mentioned the crowd. During that 17-0 run, which was pretty understandable, they would get more and more excited. What did you think of the crowd feeding off your team and your team feeding off the crowd and the defense in that big run?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I think you feel it as a coach. I think you feel it as a player. But when I'm out there, I'm not actually like thinking about it, right? If you ask me about a play or strategic decision, I could tell you everything I was thinking. I'm not necessarily thinking about it, but you feel it. And I think I could feel it. I think our guys can feel it. The only thing I actually thought about during the game was that I better learn all these hand signals because nobody can hear a damn thing I'm saying when I'm talking. I mean, our players, when it's like that, they can't hear anything, so we better get like baseball managers and giving hand signals and stuff. But no, I thought it was just terrific, and you felt the energy, and our guys fed off that energy. And I look forward to more nights in Fifth Third like that.
Got a bunch of turnovers in that stretch, and it led to layups. Do you feel like is that what you want it to look like when you talk about kind of defense setting the tone for your style?
Absolutely, Justin. I thought it was neat tonight. I mean, I thought we were so out of sync at times against Evansville offensively. And we got a long way to go. There were certainly moments like that tonight. There was a couple late possessions where we looked out of sync offensively, but I thought you could see moments where it was coming together in terms of getting out and running, making a simple play and getting a quality shot, and then getting out and running. The defense gets back and we flow from a transition or primary break into our secondary offense and have success with that. And so I don't want to be a guy that calls a ton of plays. And there were moments tonight I didn't have to do that.
That 17-0 run started with the Mikey Saunders fast break. Talk about what energy and momentum that sparked, knowing his speed, his athleticism to get to the rim. How big was that moment?
He was terrific, and, you guys will learn this about me. I'll always think about the defensive side first, but I thought he was terrific with his ball pressure. Now, I thought he checked into the Evansville game, makes a couple plays defending the ball. I thought he checked into this game, and, boy, you got to be really careful with the ball when he's defending you. And then you mentioned he got downhill there in our secondary break and our primary break and made some nice plays. But I think we need to mention, too, there were guys down there sealing for him. And that's not the stuff that shows up on a stat sheet. But Jeremiah Davenport's down there sealing to give Mike an angle, right? We had guys standing in the corners with good spacing. So Mike made some terrific plays, but he was able to because his four teammates did their job and were in the right places. And that's one of the things we talked about in the timeout. Hey, when everybody does their job, there's more opportunities to make plays. We saw some more of that organization tonight, and I thought that gave guys the ability to get downhill and do what they do.
Only 9 fouls tonight. Is not fouling while being able to pressure something you put a heavy emphasis on, or was this an anomaly?
No, I think the way that we want to defend, we're never going to be first in the country in not fouling. I mean, because when you play aggressive, you're going to foul, Chad. And so I've never wanted to look at the stat sheet at the end of the year and we're the team that's passive. We just don't want the undisciplined fouls. So we're going to have some fouls, and I can live with that. But we don't want the ones that are undisciplined, reaching, leaving our feet. Micah there kind of finishing the D at the end. I didn't like the call, but at the same time, it was a little undisciplined. We don't want the undisciplined plays defensively and the undisciplined fouls. Like, how aggressive can we be defensively without losing our discipline? How competitive can we be? How energetic can we be? But we want to be highly disciplined in those regards. And I think we're always going to have some fouls, but we don't want to be the most fouling team in the country, if that's what you're asking either.
Was that your expectation coming into the season? You didn't have many again 9 in the first.
Yeah, I mean, I always think when you try to play with pace, and we're trying to play with pace early in the year, you got to have some patience and let guys go make plays, and you're going to have some higher turnover numbers. But if you just keep working at it every day, you keep practicing, you keep coaching, I think guys adjust. So I think we'll have some games we turn it over a little more than this because I want guys to be aggressive, and we are trying to get out and run. But you look up tonight and 7 turnovers. I am really proud of that, and that's a big improvement from what we've seen over the course of the preseason.
A lot of times the team makes a charge at the end like Georgia did after you're ahead comfortably for so long. They can't hold them off. How proud are you of this team for being able to take that couple swings from Georgia and not back down?
Well, yeah, we're just trying to look like our football team, because, shoot, I've just been such a fan of those guys and Coach Fickle, and the thing that I've been the most impressed with is it doesn't matter what happens to them. They play the next play. They don't get rattled, and they find a way to win. And, they do that as good as anybody's I've ever seen in college athletics. And so we've talked about that with our guys. And I thought our guys could have gotten rattled, and we haven't been in those situations together. And they handled themselves well and just thought about winning the next possession.
Did you hear the chant? Let's play football?
I did not. I did not. So
Did you,
I'll let what the playoff people figure that out. There you go.
did you see a mismatch with David, maybe going off the dribble? It seemed like there was a lot of him getting that penalty in the basket.
We trust him. We trust him in action. He's about as good of a player in on-ball action as I've ever coached and been around. I think David would tell you that he'll be disappointed in some of the plays that he made tonight or some of the, easy shots that he probably missed early. But I'm not. I mean, I trust him. We're going to put him in that situation over and over. I think you guys can see when the game was on the line, put the ball in his hands, and we believe he's going to be able to make plays for our team. He made a couple good ones and maybe some he'd like to have back, but I don't get into all the results. I mean, he shows it to us every day, and our team believes in him.
You got 5 assists tonight from Micah. How big was his playmaking ability for you guys down the stretch in this game?
Yeah, just like we talked about Mike Saunders, I think the first thing I think about is, boy, Micah was really good on the ball. I mean, I thought he really wore their guards down, did a great job on Cook. But to have two guys that are really good with the ball in the open court and make good decisions, I feel lucky that we have 2 point guards like that. It's neat that we can play them, by themselves in the game, one guy, or we can play them together. But I thought Micah was terrific, and his ability to shoot the ball, makes him really dangerous as a point guard as well. Boy, I thought he made that one in the corner in front of our bench. That had been a good shot. It just went down and out. But he's been terrific in practice. And he's had his best practices over the last 2.5 weeks, so it's good to see him see some results in games.
In a game like this, how much stock do you place in 10 of your 11 players scoring?
I believe in our guys. Again, we're going to play into our bench. I think they all have the ability to have a great game and great year offensively. And so to see, kind of look up and down the stat sheet and see multiple guys contributing, that's what we've thought through the preseason and practice. So it's neat to see that happening in games.
Have you ever had anything comparable to coming in with a player like Victor, who you don't know much about, and now he's obviously had a huge impact even early in the season?
No. He's terrific. Now, he ran through a passing lane gambling. We talk about undisciplined plays, and it resulted in a 3. I think number 20, Ballman, gets a wide-open look, who's a terrific shooter, and he was 3 for 4 tonight. I mean, he's a freshman now, and he does freshman stuff, but he does stuff that you can't teach and you can't coach. And boy, he's going to be special, and he has a great work ethic, and he listens and he learns, and so he's going to just keep getting better and better and better and better. Again, we've talked about him a lot publicly, but we're thrilled about, walking in here and, a guy that didn't even play. The guys on the team didn't know. I mean, they'd never seen him play. So I think he's a terrific young player and is going to have a tremendous career here.
Something he shows regularly. I mean, he can pass too.
He threw a lob. He caught one off the rim. I mean, he's really skilled. He's really skilled. He actually shoots the ball well. He hasn't shot it well from the 3-point line in the first 2 games, but he can shoot it. He's a really versatile and skilled big, and we're going to keep trying to utilize that versatility. I mean, playing him at the 5, playing him at the 4, and he actually can move and defend pretty well too.
Anything else?
Thanks, guys.
Got Micah Adams, Woods, and David Julius up next. We're going for y'all.
No Zoom call.
No more Zooms.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah. Go ahead. That's something crazy to do. All right, bro.
All right, Micah Adams-Woods on the left, David Julius on the right.
David, you were really aggressive, looking to play downhill and get some offense started early. Was that game plan specific, or was it just what you were seeing out there and trying to?
Yeah, that's most definitely my mindset, being aggressive, not only for myself, but for my teammates. That's kind of my role here, just to make plays on both ends of the court. So that was kind of my mindset.
Micah, they were having some success going back door early in you guys, but then when they made that run, it kind of flipped. You were able to start getting turnovers. Was there something you guys switched or picked up on that allowed that to happen?
Yeah, coach he was just on us about all practice. He knew that we knew what they were doing, going good cutting, and they were gonna try to backdoor us a lot. So we just was more alert, I say, on the defensive end, and we just shut it down, I say.
How much do you want the ball at the free throw line late in games? You've seen you for 3 years now, be really good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in them situations a lot since I've been here, so I just feel comfortable, and I just feel comfortable at the end down the stretch. He for sure saved me.
You've seen the crowd like that, David, especially during that 17-0 run in the first half. What was that like for you guys as players?
Like, this is what we play for, you know. Last year, seeing nobody out there, and then just being in that atmosphere, that environment, getting that love back. We put in so much work for the same people that's in that arena, and for them to get that love back, it's like what we play this game for.
You've talked about how much you missed that last year.
Yeah.
Like, how much does that fuel you, like when it's happening?
A lot. It's electric out there. They literally gives us energy. You can feel the energy out there, and we feed off that.
Micah, coach said you've had a good couple weeks of practice. Best couple weeks you've had. Is there anything that's clicked with you, or is it just starting to feel more comfortable?
I'll just say just staying in the gym, just keep working, and just doing everything my team need me to do for them to have success. But nothing different. Just staying active, staying in the gym, and doing whatever coach need me to do.
David, how fun is it to play on a team with so many different bigs, so many different guys, different skill sets, where you guys get to play off of a lot of different stuff?
It's sweet because there's no pressure like on anybody to have like a great night. You know, you go out there and be yourself. But our depth is what our strong suit. So if it's not one guy night, it's gonna be another guy night. Or it's gonna be 2-3 guys night. As you see, our first 2 games, you got we have 5 players with 9 or more points, 6 players with 7 or more. Like, and I think that's going to be our identity, wearing teams out with our length down low and then our depth on the bench.
You guys only had 7 turnovers, just 2 in the second half. That was a problem at times last year. What has allowed you early in the season to take care of the ball so well?
Well, we got Mike and Shuey at the point guard spot. They're taking care of the ball. I think that's the reason, credit to them, because that was the reason we won today, because we didn't shoot the ball well from the floor, but we took care of the ball.
You also play defense. I mean, defense and taking care of the balls. The shots aren't dropping. Is that like early in the game, for instance? I think you started out 6 for 23. When the shots aren't dropping, you fall back on that. Both of you.
Well, I mean, and that's all we work on in practice is defense. And coach, he really emphasized that. I mean, when we're tired in practice, we try to push through at the end down the stretch, and he just really emphasized defense.
First 4 minutes of the game, you give up 8 points, 4 layups. Coach called a timeout. How kind were his words when you guys got to the huddle?
I don't think he wasn't really.
No. Well, coach not that kind of coach though. To like, it's never when he get on us. It's never like it feels bad.
Yeah.
It's an empowerment type. So we came out of that time all empowered.
You guys mentioned fans. How did it feel as players on the court, 17-0 run? How did it feel to hear them get behind you guys after basket?
I mean, like Dave said, they give us energy and we feed off of that. And then just last year not having the fans, and then now we have them back. It feel a little different, like never before. And
I say the crowd is everything to us. Like, they give us energy, and I'll just say, like, we really miss them a lot.
First two games, we've kind of seen the depth on this roster, the potential depth. Is that something you guys have felt in practice in preseason?
Yeah, most definitely. That's something we talked about as well. That was kind of our calling, was our able to go to the bench with numbers.
Does that make it easier when, everyone wants to play 30, 35 minutes a game, but knowing that you do have some strength in numbers that help if it's less minutes?
Yeah, I think we have an unselfish team where everyone kind of bought in, and we led by Coach West as well as the other assistant coaches and staff members. So that gives us a genuine approach, and we trust them up top. So when you trust those and you trust your teammates in the locker room, you kind of have a more unselfish approach, and I think that's how everyone in the locker room kind of carry themselves.
Coach mentioned last year Vic didn't play. How does it feel like being you guys returning from last year, now seeing him back in action, showing his athletic ability and what he can do, providing for the team? How great is that to see him succeed?
It's great. Vic's a great player. I think he's gonna have a great career here at Cincinnati, and I'll say he's gonna be one of the top shot blockers too in this league. But he's a good player. He could be a pro, in my opinion.
David, how weird was it having a guy that never saw play for
Yeah.
over a year, and then he gets on the court, and almost immediately everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh.
So the first time Coach Weston saw him play was the first time I saw him play. We've been around it for a year. But just to shed light on Vic, like for a guy like that from Russia to come over here during the COVID year and injured multiple times and couldn't play, and to stick it out and then get to this point and be resilient enough to come back each and every day. He was in here getting his recovery. He was early, treating his body right in the gym, being a good teammate about it, fighting through the language barrier as well. For him to come through and be that guy that he is now is just a testament. Like, people may think it was an overnight thing, but this is a testament of all that he did his freshman year. I'm just glad to see a guy like that actually having some success and just seeing a smile on his face because he deserved it.
You guys are a pretty old veteran team. Somebody like Hayes played a bunch of basketball, so when they call that play for him, the top three, is that something just you have faith in his experience that he's going to be able to knock down a shot like that?
Yeah. That was a big shot. I say it sealed the game for us, and like he got a lot of experience in college, and he's older. So, when he shot it, I feel like I knew it was gonna go in for some reason. So, we believed in him.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Yeah.